Hello everybody, this is Michael with Mikey Does Outdoors coming to you with my next video. This one is about the Muleshoe National Wildlife Refuge in Texas. It's close to a little town of Muleshoe, Texas. Kind of out in the middle of nowhere, but that's where you'd expect it. Anyway, I went there and visited and got some pictures and stuff and thought I'd share it. Thank you. Yeah, this is the office where you need to go and sign in when you first get there. It didn't charge any fees or anything, but you got to sign in so they know you're there. They aware you're around. Uh, and up there they have a good place where they actually take care of any injured birds. There's some signs there and there's some cages out there that they keep them in, um, so they'll be kind of away from people and probably as calm as they can keep them. And I guess when they get healed up, they return them back to the wild, which is a good thing. This is a neat place to come see. They have good places for picnics, for a little bit of hiking, and some even camping. But this is a that this is a hiking trail. You start off down a road. You have to park a little. They had good handicap parking a little closer, but matter of fact, you can see it up there. The concrete pad up there. It's handicap parking. But I thought I'd take you on this hike with me. Excuse me. But we'll go past the handicap thing, and there's a set of restrooms right there too by that if you need a restroom. They do have the vault style toilets around various places. But this is where you'd park and you'd come down, walk down through this green place. They keep it real nice, just nicely mowed and taken care of. Um, Kind of a neat little place. I might have to go there sometime and camp out. There's not any hookups for camping out, but if you're not going to be there too long, it shouldn't be too bad. And this is from my chest cam again. I like wearing that thing because it gives you a good perspective. Kind of you can all see the kind of a first person point of view from how I'm seeing it, basically. You know, we come down here and they have some nice shade trees. They have several picnic tables set up, and some of them right under a shade tree, some of them not under a shade tree. So in this day there wasn't anybody there but me, and so you could get there if you had a little family and pick you out a good spot and have a good family picnic and just see the sights. Like I said, it'll be more interesting in the wintertime when the cranes show up. You'll be able to see them. But it's a pretty neat place. And actually, they're about to start I'm about to get on a actual hiking trail. And that's where I'm headed now. You go over there and cross over a bridge. A little creek. Probably didn't it doesn't stay wet probably, but they were nice and provide you with a little bridge. You start and I don't guess they care which direction you go first, but you wind up coming back here, and so go across the bridge and take a left, and at least that's what I did. And I kept left when there was a fork, but this was a nice, beautiful, sunshiny day when I was there. Birds were singing, you know, and there were those from some of the people there working hard, mowing some of the yards, making sure it was staying nicely well kept. This is a nice. They mowed through the. You can see they mowed through the deal, the trail, and it makes it easy for you to know where you're supposed to go. I mean, and then kind of neat because as you go, you have these neat little spots where they have little. That's a little sign that tells you about some of the stuff in nature, and I'll get a little better shots of it as we go. later, and but tells you about the stuff there and what it is and how it fits into the environment. Pretty neat little nature hike. Some of them are getting kind of hard to see, as I'm sure they'll probably start updating them or replace them at some point. But now I don't know how many places I've been where you don't get any information like that along the trail. That's kind of neat, I think. And you do a little bit of uphill, a little downhill. It's not a terribly long trail, so you don't have to be in just really great shape. But you always take water with you. I took water, just to make sure, and I drank some of it along the way because it took me a little bit just to go because I stopped and took pictures here and pictures there and video here and there, and but you can see all kinds of birds and stuff and the grasshoppers were insane. Uh, the sound of those things, some of them flying across. If you don't like the sound of grasshoppers, that wouldn't have been a good thing for you because it was pretty wild. And then some of those grasshoppers on the ground they looked black. When they fly, they looked kind of green and yellow. It was kind of neat to see that. They try to blend in when they're stopped. We used to catch grasshoppers when I was a kid. They use them for fish bait, and they used to work pretty good. It's a bug. Might have been the original fly fishing, right? I don't know. But you'll come out here to this road. You walk down the road for a little bit, and you'll see me. I'll kind of have to think about it a little bit, but I finally find where the trail starts again in a few minutes. But I mean, this is just pretty neat stuff, and you get to see some of the houses where they're standing now. See, I'm trying to find the trail, so here I am looking around just to see, and that wasn't it. But they have it marked. When you get to it, you can see that this is where you go, and so. But this is a pretty place. Sky was blue as could be, and I didn't realize to the right there some. I'll show you a bodark apple here in a while, but there are some bodark apples, or what we used to call horse apples, up on the trees. Those green things up there. You'll get a better picture of it, and I'll tell you more about something here in a little bit. But I didn't even know we had those in around this part of the country, and I didn't know what they were called. We'd call it horse apples, and figured that out later on. But here you see they're just mowed, so that's part of the trail. We're on the trail now. I'm glad they do that because there's not a heavily traveled trail, so it doesn't stay beaten down like some places do. And so it's good they mow it down so we'll have an indication of where to go. They do a real good job taking care of the place. And and you could some of this you might could even roll a wheelchair through. You might need some help on a place or two, but if you get one of those nicer kind of wheelchairs, probably really good. But we'll come back to another little bit of a road. See, I kind of probably should have gone around the other direction because that arrow shows the trail that way, but I'm going to go around to the other part of the trail. Which, no, I guess that is the only trail. I forgot. And that took us back out to the road. Yeah. Yeah, see, that's what I thought. Yeah, I didn't go. I went back down it because I wasn't sure, and so I went back around and found the other part of the trail. There it is. That's the one thing it didn't really say, but I did probably have trail maps, and I didn't have a trail map, and I didn't even get one. But now the trail goes that way over here, so you go back and see part of it you haven't seen yet. Again, nicely taken care of. You can tell where the trail is, and there'll be more signs with different kinds of vegetation and stuff as you go. Yeah, and on this trail, I didn't really see much wildlife, but it was you could hear the birds singing and going on and having a good time and doing what the birds do. I could hear them mowing in the background. Some, and here we are, all the way back to the bridge. Go back across it and back to the vehicle, and then you can go do some other running around. There's some more, a little better looks at some of those signs. They just give you some information about the different vegetation that's around there. Pretty educational. Good thing to go take some kids on because that'd be kind of fun. Short enough to it won't be too much for the kids and just right in length, I think, and some educational stuff. Find a decent day in the wintertime. It's kind of nice because you get to see all those. There's the horse apple or board apples. But we used to have one from where we lived, and we used to have almost like a snowball fight with horse apples. But they get their stink and their get you all sticky. But that's what that is. And there's the wildlife. I saw a bunch of ants here and there. And then I did go over to they have different lakes, and this one was called White Lake, and it had a bunch of ducks. Used to you could get out a little closer, but now they have these signs, and so that's fine. And my camera would only zoom good enough to the best shot you saw was probably that one. I have some more coming up in a second that you can see some more of the ducks out there. But there are ducks there. The cranes haven't shown up yet, but there's ducks, and here's some more ducks. Yeah, and I think they might be teal because teal move earlier than the rest of them. But pretty neat little place, and this is a refuge. They can't be hunted here, but and they probably know it. Some of them. Oh, and this is the second site just down the road a little bit, and they have a viewing platform that is completely handicapped and wheelchair accessible. It's a pretty neat place. There they have vault toilets, you know, but this has a nice little ramp that you can get up and see because even when they let you get down there closer, somebody in a wheelchair couldn't have. But you could get up here, and especially if you had to set up binoculars or whatever, you could sit up here and see most of it and get a pretty good view. I mean, this is pretty neat. I thought, and it's been here for a while, but used to we didn't bother with it because you could go down closer to the water, and I understand it. It disturbs the animals, and so they don't need to be disturbed that much. You can get a pretty good view from here. Can't get near as good at pictures because you can't unless you have a really good lens. You can't do that. But it has a place to sit and visit and talk and sit there with some binoculars and view everything. You know? And I saw this guy when I was coming out of there, little lizard. Thought it was kind of neat. I did see this is the ducks, the ants, and the lizard. That's all the wildlife I saw when I was out there. But he was keeping an eye on me because I was about to walk that direction, and then he decided to duck underneath, and then he came back up and looked at me and watched me for a little bit. I don't know what kind of lizard it is, but it's kind of neat to see him. You know, I guess some people might be scared to death of him, but he wasn't going to come get you. He was going to just stay there and watch for me to go on by so he can go hunting food, I guess. Probably what he was doing. Pretty neat little critter, I think. And that area, there's a picture of the sign on that side. You just don't go around the sign because you get in trouble. Well, everybody, that was the Muleshoe Wildlife Refuge, and I'll probably be going back there at some point because in the wintertime, thousands of the sandhill cranes and other ducks and waterfowl and stuff coming there and there. But the cranes are there by the thousands, and you're going to have to need to see that. So I'll go back out there in the wintertime sometime and get a look at all that. But if you like this one, please don't forget to hit like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.